I call my learned colleague, Scott Simpson.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, it's a real privilege to take a call on the second reading of this health practitioners' replacement of statutory references to medical practitioners bill. Now, I know that's a bit of a mouthful, sir, but this is a very good practical piece of legislation that I think is quite long overdue. The member Barbara Stewart, who's just resumed her seat, made mention of the 28 submitters on the bill, and I think that with almost no exception we received very good information from those submitters, because over the years, modern medicine has changed dramatically, and I am the son of a registered nurse. My mother practiced nursing in the late 1950s, and in those days, sir, I recall her telling stories about how nothing happened without the approval of the doctor. The doctor was all supreme, all-knowing, and all-important in terms of any patient interaction. And what we've seen since those days is a change in the way that our medical professionals are trained, and that the health practitioners that we are seeking to extend their roles in this piece of legislation are now quite different and more important in terms of providing wonderful service to patients up and down the countryside. Sir, I represent a rural provincial electorate, and it's in electorates like mine in the Coromandel where the greatest benefit, I think, of this legislation will come to pass, because as community health is more and more focused on care in the community, keeping people in their homes, it's more important that our health professionals actually go out into those communities, into the homes, and those communities will be the ones who benefit most from it, because there is a greater role for providers. There's also a greater range of services, and this was made very clear to us by the submitters, that the range of services that health practitioners are required to attend to these days is much wider than it was even a few years ago. The advancement of technology and modern information mean that we do need to change these roles. And, sir, I think that this bill is a very effective piece of legislation. It's a piece of legislation that I think whose time has come, and I commend it to the House.